1, 2, 3. Hey! Guys, welcome back to Table Talk, the show where we talk about comments you guys send us on Twitter and Reddit using the hashtag Table Talk, or going and posting on the subreddit with the SourceFed. Sam. I'm Sam. This is Matt. This is Trisha. Let's start off with a question.
You're such a good host, Sam.
To be fair,
you kept rolling with it. That
no
was good.
fat on this show.
No,
you are lean and mean.
To be fair, that's the first time I did it, so I think
Really?
I did at least a C+.
Go
Good
ahead.
job, Sam.
Declan Jack at DeclanJack55 from Twitter writes, if you saw an angel right now, how would you react?
Oh my god, all my life choices were wrong!
Wait. What form does the angel appear in?
Let's say wings in white, like in
so
linens.
like traditional
Judeo-Christian angel.
Mm-hmm.
I would say my life choices are wrong, and I'd be really afraid.
I would ask so many questions.
Yeah.
I would go and touch the wings. I'd be like, hold on, unless they took off or something.
But what if they thought you were trying to get rid of their wings?
Yeah.
I feel like they could take me down. I feel like an
Probably.
angel would stop me.
Probably, yeah. I feel like I'd be like, oh my goodness, excuse me for 1 second, and like unscroll a huge list of questions.
Do you have a scroll of questions just in case
I
you need
will
me?
prepare
have a scroll
one
of questions?
promptly right after this table talk, just in case that situation arises.
I have scrolls of questions, but not for angels. I have a scroll of questions for Neil deGrasse Tyson if I ever meet him. I have a scroll of questions for,
Why couldn't you ask those same questions to an angel, though?
because they're religion, they're not science.
They still got answers.
Well, they would have the answers to the universe.
That's assuming that God tells the angels everything.
That's
so
true.
the angels are
I feel
kind
like
of
it's
in the
more.
blind.
I feel like it's more
I
of
think
like a
the
Nick Fury
angels-
shield situation.
I feel like the angels know a lot more than humans.
Well, that's probably.
I mean,
true.
this is all very hypothetical, obviously.
Yeah.
We have no facts that we're basing this on.
That's true. I guess you're right. And maybe I'd have another scroll for Spielberg, and then I'd have another scroll for J.K. Rowling. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have a scroll for dates.
I feel like anything.
For dates?
For dates. Just we're going to get through these really quick.
Wait,
All right.
I really, really
That's-
want to witness you on a date where you pull out this scroll of questions.
That's legitimately what Nate and I did on like our second date.
Shut
You've heard that story.
Oh, wait, yeah, you
where
had
we
questions.
each printed up a list of questions for each other.
Was this pre-agreed upon, or you both surprised
It was
each other?
pre-agreed upon.
Okay.
Were they scrolls for extra, like, nerdiness?
I wish that
That
they
would've been
were.
really cool.
Yeah. When you tell this story
Nate
again, say that they were scrolls.
Nate laminated part of his.
That dude's a nerd.
Nerd. He's a huge
They're
nerd, but that's why you're
perfect for
marrying
each other.
him.
Yes.
Mr. Mosher on Reddit says, why doesn't glue stick to the inside of the bottle?
Because it doesn't have a chance to dry out.
Exactly.
Oh.
Oxygen is what causes glue to dry out, and because there is no oxygen inside of the bottle, it's able to
Is
move.
it oxygen or is it lack of moisture?
Well, I feel like there's more. Is there more moisture in the bottle than in the air?
I never thought about this before.
I'm just thinking about like if you keep paint on like a wet sponge and then a piece of paper and you put paint on it, the paint will not dry out. It will stay moist because it's wet. And I was wondering if Elmer's glue is the same way.
It's probably that. It's probably a mixture of oxygen and lack of moisture. Like I know when you buy like bags of chips, they are packed. The reason why they're so big, and then when you pop them, like something escapes.
Right.
They fill them with nitrogen because nitrogen doesn't cause food to spoil, but oxygen does.
But chips are already dry.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
Yeah, but they
learning
get
so
stale.
much right now.
It's a difference. Yeah. Well, it's not that they don't get stale. They get stale at a far slower rate.
Okay.
Like it would take several months for a bag of chips to go stale with the nitrogen versus if it was open and there was oxygen,
Right.
they'd get stale real quick, like in a day.
Wikipedia. All
Now,
of
see,
this.
these
I've
are some
never-
of the questions that Sam would have asked the angel.
Yeah.
And now they're being answered.
I feel like you wouldn't even think to ask that.
No, but I've never thought those questions before.
That's when, like, any questions you had for any other humans, I think you could legit ask to angels. And
You're probably right.
Still get an answer.
I want to know if angels watch people have sex. Because I imagine that they do.
Are you so are you just thinking angels, or are you thinking about people who are already dead as well?
All dead people. If there really is a heaven or just the spirits are lurking around, they're watching everything.
Yeah.
And also...
But I feel like maybe they're bored of watching people have sex by now.
Yeah, I feel like they just watch people watch TV and get just as upset. So, like, they want to know what shows are good. They still want to watch Game of Thrones. They're like, this is way better than anything in heaven. So they're watching Game of Thrones, and then fucking Cynthia Olivia has to take a phone call, so she pauses it, and they're just like, come on!
There's like
What?
50 angels in a room and just waiting for this one single woman to just come back and watch the rest of Game of Thrones.
Because they can't actually touch the remote and make it go on.
What do you think they think about Constantine?
What do they think of Constantine?
Ooh.
I think they're disappointed.
They're disappointed in their portrayal.
Yeah.
Do angels have
And the
babies?
effects budget.
Do angels have babies?
No.
There's
They
angel
don't have
babies.
reproductive
They don't-
organs.
Yeah, they don't have.
They're all smooth like a
corporeal-
Ken doll out there.
Well,
down
they
there.
don't have
Damn.
real
That's pretty good though.
corporeal.
Thanks, buddy.
They're not corporeal beings. Right?
Yeah, they're not corporeal beings.
They could still have
Sam.
babies.
Is this
right.
racially insensitive?
Bizzity
Hope not.
Blake, Bizzity Blake at Your Pie's Ready on Twitter says, "What's your favorite music memory? Like when you hear a song and it reminds you of the past. Hashtag Table Talk."
Oh,
Music
man.
memory. Oh, I couldn't listen
Wow.
to Josh Groban's "You Lift Me Up" for about 6 years after, because my dad made a slideshow for when my grandma passed away, his mom. So it's sad, but it's like I couldn't, like it sucked because they played it, like it come up like when you're like listening to it on the radio, and I'm like, could you change it, please, really quickly?
Oh,
Can you change it? And
Sam.
it's all good now. I cry on the inside instead on the outside.
Wait, oh,
Outside's
you're okay
better.
with that song now?
Yeah, I'm good with that now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how I used to feel about like breakup songs. When you have a very specific breakup song after a relationship and you just can't listen to it for a long time. Always by Bon Jovi was my first ever breakup song. And that one hit me for like years. I couldn't listen to it
Yeah.
without thinking of my 6th grade boyfriend.
Oh, wow.
6th grade.
That was, I lost the song Dog Days Are Over in a breakup where, like, we listened to it so much.
Oh, no.
As, like, our...
She got the song in the
it was-
breakup.
it was our communal, like, pump-up song. And it took me, like, 2 or 3 years before I could really like the song again. But if I were to say, like, a musical memory song, it would have to be that song Jumper by, like, Third Eye Blind, right? Is that who does it?
Sing it.
That sounds right.
I wish you would step back from that
Yeah.
ledge, my
Yeah,
friend.
yeah.
Because when I was in college, my junior year, I lived with like my 5 best friends in like this big apartment, and we were so sloppy and just assholes. We would that summer, us and one of their girlfriends, and then a girl that another one of them liked. We all lived together for like 2 months because they came to
Okay.
visit and they stayed, and we would just sit and play. Our friend Chris played the guitar, but he only knew like 4 songs.
Okay.
So we would just play the same 4 songs over and over and over again. One of them was Jumper.
I love that.
So we would just sit and sing, and I would do the harmonies.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Bye Bye Miss American Pie reminds me of camping with my family for much the same reason. I had a cousin who played that on his guitar, and
Yeah.
we would all sing it. It was
That's
super
cool.
fun. Super fun.
We should pull one more.
Yeah.
Pull one more.
I feel like we haven't been going that long. Maybe I'm just thoroughly
No, it's been like
enjoying your
real
company, but I feel
fast.
like-
We're only 8 minutes in.
God damn it. Sorry, DJ.
Poor DJ.
right
DJ
in
had
the
his
face.
appendix ruptured,
it's
and now you're
surgery.
assaulting
And now
him
I'm throwing
physically.
pieces of paper.
I keep
at him.
suggesting to
I'm a
DJ that
horrible
he goes
person.
back into them and to the doctors, and they turn it into a pouch, the little surgical.
Yeah.
And they open that.
It'll
open
be your
their baby up.
Your
superpower,
own
DJ.
personal coin purse.
Yeah, no, imagine like it's so cold out. Hold on, let me get these hand warmers.
Yeah.
Put
Or
them in there.
if you're a gunsman, you put a gun in there.
And
Put
your
a gun-
cell phone.
And your
it
cell
charges
phone.
off of body heat.
Yes.
So
There's
you'd
so
be
many
like
uses.
you'd be like a kangaroo.
See, I
Yeah.
think now that you have an empty spot in your body, now's the time to get a cybernetic enhancement.
A cybernetic appendix.
A cybernetic appendix. A
That would be
vestigial
hilarious.
organ that does
Wait.
nothing.
Yeah, what would that do? A cybernetic appendix.
A cybernetic appendix.
What would be its function?
It ruptures later.
It
in life.
ruptures. If you're ever in a tight spot and you need to
self-destruct.
explode,
Yeah.
self-destruct, it would just be laced with C4.
Okay, DJ, think about this. Get back to us.
Yeah,
It's
just-
not a horrible idea.
There are other options,
Yeah.
okay? This is not the only option, but I also think having like a secondary data drive as your appendix, just in case you forget stuff. And you
Alright.
just plug it into your appendix.
I have a good one.
Okay.
From Reddit, Minimalist Fire writes, movies that pissed you off. Mine was The Mist. Have you seen The Mist? Steve?
No. I saw
Well,
the ending, though.
You
so
saw
I
the
know
ending?
why.
Have you seen The
I've
Mist?
seen the
piss you
trailer.
off.
I don't
Okay.
watch scary movies.
Yeah, yeah,
I've
okay.
seen the trailer.
I suggested to you because it is scary, but it's one of that movie pisses off so many people.
Really?
It
Yeah.
makes so many people mad.
Okay.
I liked it, not because it's a fucked up ending, but you've never seen that before. It's an ending I've never expected in a movie before, so I liked it. I enjoyed
Okay.
it. But other movies that pissed me off, Green Lantern.
Oh, yeah, because it was
Ah.
shitty.
That was so
It
bad.
made you real sad.
It was
So
real dumb.
stupid.
Real disappointed.
Real dumb and
It
bad.
looks so cool.
No, it did not.
Oh, for me as a kid, I was just like, yeah. As a
You are
kid.
not that
I was,
much
I was
younger
a,
than me.
I was a freshman in high school.
I
Me
can't.
as a
All
kid.
As a
right.
kid.
All right, well.
Yeah.
Matt, what movies make you mad?
Inception.
Really?
Inception.
Why?
I think that it's overrated. I hate the ending. I hate it.
Wait,
Okay.
the top?
Yes, even though it's smart and it makes you rethink the whole movie and it's supposed to be like mind blowing.
I
At
liked
the
it.
end of the day,
liked it.
at the end of the day, I wanted him to go home. I
Okay.
wanted him to go home. He had been through so much, and maybe that makes me like not a cineast or not like a great
Okay.
film fan. I don't think so. I think for wanting him to have a realized journey and like not betray the emotional contract that you have with the audience is more important. Because if we're invested in this guy's story and we've seen him go through all this shit and we've seen him purge all these bad memories of his wife, I want him to fucking succeed. I want him to succeed. Now DJ, I feel like you are about to say
DJ
something.
is biting his
That
tongue
You're biting
right
your tongue
there.
because what you're saying, what I think you're about to say, is he very well could have still wound up home and still been in the dream because he was in the dream all along, perhaps. Because everyone
That
else.
is an
DJ just
option.
No, because everyone else in the movie is such a light characterization that I've heard the theory that they are all just constructs of the dream.
That's who
Interesting.
Entirely possible. But just, I have this problem now with Christopher Nolan movies because he's made so many movies that I love, like The
Right.
Prestige and The Dark Knight, Memento, that every time I go into one of his movies, I have astronomical expectations. And every time I see one now, they fail to meet those expectations.
See, that's not fair. You can't. It's so. I can't do that to myself anymore. I can't go into any movie or anything with any expectations. I just go in there and just try to have a
Yeah.
good time because there's people who just like knock it out of the park. Like Guardians of the Galaxy for me, big surprise. Like beginning of the movie's kind of, but then it turns into something
Yeah.
fantastic.
I love that movie.
I'm not gonna expect that from the second one. I'm not gonna go in there because it could bomb so bad because
Yeah.
I didn't like Slither. I didn't. Super is okay. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But for Inception, I still love that movie. I watched it like 5 times in theaters, and that's 3 hours.
Yeah, it's long.
It's a big commitment.
Did you say one, Trisha?
I didn't say one, and I was thinking about it, and it's because to say I don't really have any movies that I hate the entire movie because I try to have some kind of appreciation for, like, people put lots of time and effort into making this movie, et cetera, et cetera. But one plot point that I definitely dislike in movies, and I'll probably get a lot of hate for saying this, but I really don't like in movies where they're like, oh, my wife and children have been raped and murdered and I will avenge them. And then, like, within the hour, they're like, but I'm also going to mac it with this hot chick because story.
Right.
That happens in Gladiator, that happens in Braveheart, that happens. And I'm like, look, if you're on a journey to avenge your raped and murdered wife and children, just wait till the end of
children
the
also
movie
get
before you
raped?
move on. Just wait till the end of the movie. But that's because I'm also a diehard, like, in my cinema, I love the Romeo and Juliet, like,
Yeah.
love lasts forever. I don't want to see people move on.
And also, it's like, if you're
I
gonna
understand that you do. I understand
Yeah.
that that's part of life, and I get that, but
It's
I
a
want you to.
movie.
It shows a lack of commitment to vengeance. It's like a breakup, okay?
Well, it's like you got distracted along the
Yeah,
way.
well, I mean, listen, it's like a breakup. It's cheating unless you achieve vengeance first. Then the matter is settled.
I know that's not real life, but that's how it works in my head.
I
And I'm like,
understand
I
that.
need you to follow through first, please.
See, I love bad movies, like really bad movies, but like it always upsets me when a movie is just like, all right, like just kind of
Like,
okay.
not bad enough to be awesome.
Yeah,
What's
not
a bad movie?
like a good bad movie.
Yeah.
A good bad movie. Samurai Cop is the best good bad movie I
Wait,
think
that
I've ever
over
seen.
the top like CGI like 80s-esque movie that came out recently?
No.
No?
Samurai Cop is a movie that was made in 1992 or 93, and it wants to be Die Hard really badly. But every choice made in the movie is super tasteless and bad. It's super racist and bloody, and all the acting is terrible. The lead actor was Sylvester Stallone's body double / bodyguard. for many years.
Oh.
And he's got this epically long hair. His name is Joe, but everyone calls him Samurai because he was trained by the samurai. It's so good.
It's so good. I can tell how you're talking about
The
it.
Room,
How much you love it.
Mac
The
and
Room.
Me.
I thought you were gonna say
Mac
The
and Me
Room.
is great.
Mac and Me is amazing.
I really like
That's
Mac and
great.
Me.
The Room is great.
The Skateboard Kid is like a ridiculous kids movie where Dom DeLuise plays a talking magical skateboard. And it's
Awesome.
really bad.
Awesome.
Super Mario Brothers, the movie.
I still love that movie.
That's real bad.
I know, but it's fun bad. Versus like, I don't know, like the Star Wars prequels are just boring bad. Big Eyes, like the Tim Burton movie.
You hated Big Eyes?
But that's the thing. It's like I didn't like it, and it wasn't bad enough that I could hate it. It was just
I
a
enjoyed
waste.
it.
It was a waste
I
of
enjoyed it.
everything involved.
I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I thought
Okay,
it was.
we
I
can
mean, I did. I
differ.
wasn't
I've heard
like
50-50 on it. I
It
haven't
wasn't
watched
like
it.
the best movie I've ever seen,
Yeah.
but I enjoyed it. In fact, I enjoyed it a lot more than a bunch of the other things that were nominated
Yeah.
throughout the year. Because I tried to watch as many of them as possible, and some of them were just woo, mama, to sit through.
Yeah.
At least Big Eyes, I was like, well, I enjoyed the journey this took me on.
Yeah. Iron Man 2, the first time I saw it, I was really upset. I was like, this is flaming dog shit.
I still don't like it. I tried to give it another chance. I don't like
Flaming
it at
dog
all.
shit.
But do you like sci-fi movies?
I
like
love sci-fi
sci-fi
movies.
channel movies?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I
I like a
on,
Sharknado.
I have it on DVD. Mega Shark versus Giant
Giant
Octopus.
Oh, when
my
it
God.
jumps out of the water and
And
grabs
grabs
the
the
I've never
plane?
seen that. I've never seen
Oh my God, it's
Oh my
amazing,
God,
Trisha.
it's
There's
so
a
bad.
scene. There's a scene where these people are just in a plane and they look out the window for really no reason. There's no reason for them to be like, oh, what's happening?
Yeah.
And then a giant shark leaps thousands of feet,
Hell
tens
yes.
of thousands of feet out of the
Hell
water
yes.
and bites this plane and brings it down with
Awesome.
it
It's
into the
so
water.
good.
It's
It's
so
so good.
stupid.
To be fair, I haven't watched the ending yet, so don't spoil it for
Okay.
me. But I have it on DVD, and I've watched it, and I've fallen asleep many times. And there's sex scenes in all sci-fi movies. Every sci-fi original movie has sex scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Is that, do they have
Cause-
to?
Yes.
Is it like, there's like, you gotta have monsters, you gotta have a lot of
Well, it's
death,
like horror
blood,
films,
sex.
too.
Yeah.
Horror films are like that, too.
Yeah. Disappointing bad movie. Disappointing bad movie.
Final Fantasy.
I haven't seen Final Fantasy Spirits Within.
Real old.
Not
Yeah.
in real old, like 97? Something like
pretty
that.
old.
That's pretty old, dude. That's almost 20 years ago.
How'd that feel?
Not great. Not great at all.
Pretty old.
Batman and Robin.
movie was
Batman and Robin is great.
Wait, is that number 4?
The
Yeah.
fourth
Okay,
Batman.
yeah.
Ooh,
I always
it's-
get that one in the
Ooh,
first
it's
Robin
so
one mixed
bad.
up.
Batman Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Batman and Robin is amazing. I remember I really liked it when it first came out when I was a kid. I was watching it with my best friend Andrew and his mom, and there's this part in the movie where Poison Ivy has like convinced Robin that, you know, she's in love with him and he's fighting with Batman, and then he goes and he kisses Poison Ivy and she's got poison lips, and I literally yell out, "Robin, no!" in the movie theater. But then don't worry, he was wearing like plastic lips.
What does that mean?
My favorite story
I like
about
when
that
Arnold
movie.
Schwarzenegger does the single tear and it freezes.
Yes. My favorite story about that movie, though, is before almost every take of the movie, Joel Schumacher would remind the cast, remember, this is a cartoon. You're in a cartoon.
Well, that's how the movie appeared.
Yeah. Wait, why did they team up? Like, why would Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy team up?
Because
they want the planet?
No, so Poison Ivy
They just want the planet.
Let me break it down.
Yeah.
Poison Ivy has convinced Mr. Freeze that Batman killed Freeze's wife, unplugged her cryo tube.
Okay.
And so he wants revenge on Batman and the city, and she says, well, while we're doing that, we could freeze over the world and then remake the world in our image with like new plants, and we can repopulate the world and just be the two of us.
Oh.
But he's really more about revenge on Batman.
Okay, in my mind, I was like, I think I remember them like, we're going to split the planet in half. I'll freeze
Yeah.
this half, you get the other half, and
No,
we're
it's
good to go.
freeze the whole planet, and then when it defrosts, I'll put all the flowers and plants back, and plants will take over the world. My favorite bad movie of all time, actually, though, Wild Wild West. Easily in my top 5 movies of all time.
Oh, they said Batman movie.
I thought you did too. I was like,
I
there's a
said
Batman movie
no,
called
bad
Wild Wild
movies.
West.
Bad movies. Wild Wild West is the king.
In my head, I watched it as a kid, so that's still really cool.
It's
still
relentlessly,
really cool.
it's relentlessly entertaining, but all of the jokes are completely tasteless, and the story makes no sense.
Oh, I have a bad movie that I like too. I don't know how this transitioned into bad movies that are
Yeah.
awesome.
Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat with Donny Osmond.
Wait, there's
my
a movie
God.
for that?
Oh, there is.
I thought it was
own
just a filmed stage production.
Well, it was based off the stage production,
Got
but they
it.
made a movie of
Oh
it.
no.
I own it, and it's amazing.
You own it. You
Oh,
bought it. You went out and bought it.
Yeah.
Of course I do.
Uh-huh.
Because
Yeah.
it makes me giggle to no end because of his very over animated face all the time.
Awesome.
I love bad movies. Thank you guys. This has been Table Talk.
Yeah, let us know what your favorite bad movie is down in the comment.
And movies that you hate. Also,
yeah, that piss
in
you
the
off.
comments.
Also in the comment.
I'm Sam.
I'm Matt.
I don't know how to bring these
And
out.
Trisha Hirschberger.
Trisha Hirschberg.
Oh, and just keep in mind, guys, if you want to participate in future Table Talk conversations, you can do that on
There we
Twitter
go.
via the hashtag Table Talk or on reddit.com/
r/SourceFed. Yay!
Guys, Sam has a point.
Sam has a point.
Sam has
Guys,
a
come
point.
subscribe to my new podcast. Sam has a point.
Sam has a lot of points right
Sam has a
now.
lot of points.
He got a lot
My
of points.
whole set is gonna be. Was it your idea? Somebody's idea is that there's just gonna be sharp things everywhere, and even the seats like made out of
And
nails.
you're
and I'm
sitting
like,
on like the Iron
Guys,
Throne.
Yeah,
Sam
I'm
has a
like-
point.
Yeah.
guys, just don't move, please.
You know the Iron Throne doesn't have the swords on the seat part.
No, but I'll put nails, just like for.
Okay.
'Cause it's not
Well,
for
no,
me. It's
have
for
you ever,
to make a point.
Have you ever gone to a science museum and sat down on a chair made of nails?
No.
Oh.
Oh wait, the pressure.
Yeah, if you sit down
Mm.
evenly, they don't hurt. Cool.